It's all that minor setup I keep forgetting to do before I start. Don't mind me. Alright, apparently I'm not gonna sneeze. I just mute if I feel I'm going to sneeze so I don't blast anyone's eardrums out. Oh, I forgot to get a beverage. Oh well, I can get one later. The course of this trial changed completely. Because there could have been someone else that shot Mr. Windibank. It did? What is your point, my learned friend? The question we must answer is who could have shot Mr. Windibank? And it is the belief of the defense that the defendant is not the only possible answer at all. Ooh, we got murmurs. You have my attention? In that case, let us return to this plan of the premises. Because of course that's coming out again. The victim was killed in the storeroom, which was locked from the inside. Those are the facts. So pray, what other possible answer to the question of who shot the man could there be? Were they like... Never mind, I'm not going to theorize. Counsel, you must now provide answers to the court in respect of 2 conundrums. 2? I thought the only conundrum was who else could have shot the man. 'Cause... Two, my lord? Twice as many chances to be right, maybe. Indeed. Namely... Here, why are you? From what location did the culprit shoot the victim? And furthermore, where was the victim at the time? Understood, my lord. Are you all right, Bruno? I'm not entirely sure, but there's one thing I am sure about. If I can prove there's a credible new alternative to what happened, would change Gina's prospects hugely. So now, time for some clarity. Show the court on this plan the answers to the questions posed by his lordship. If you believe someone else could have killed the victim, indicate from where that person could have fired the gun. Well, there's this like little window in the doorway, and like actually from the picture, he's like right at the. So it wouldn't have been hard. So I say there. The defense believes the culprit could have shot the victim from this location here. And it wouldn't have been caught on camera because it's every half an hour. And in answer to the second question? Assuming the culprit fired from the location indicated, where was the victim at the time? Well, because he near instantly died, I'd say in here. Oddly enough. The culprit shot the victim from outside the storeroom, because there was that little gap in the door. Continue. Mr. Windibank died instantly from a bullet wound in his back. Looking at the stain of blood on the storeroom floor, it doesn't appear that the body was moved after death. It tells us he was almost certainly shot while he was in the storeroom. However, the crucial point is where the shooter was. Where was the shooter when the fatal bullet was fired? So you are adamant the shot was fired from outside the storeroom? Yeah? It wouldn't be that hard. There's the tiny little window in the door that someone could have shot through. Well, according to the Skulkin brothers' earlier testimony, I pulled me gun on him and then he legged it through that door into the back room. If Mr. Windibank ran away through the door, we have to assume the door was open at the time. And that it was locked. Oh. I've connected the two dots. Mr. Windibank ran through the door and then someone locked it. Either him or Gina. Sorry, I had to unsniffle myself. Anyway. It was at precisely that moment, when the victim was fleeing for his life, that these brothers had the perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back once he was inside the storeroom. And Nash already said he pulled his gun on him, so... Ah, gah! Come to think of it, do you remember what the prosecutor said at the start of the trial? Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner, his report states that the bullet entered the... It was Ringo! Gina's not the only one shorter than Mr. Windibank in this trial. It was Ringo. Not Nash. Nash is tall enough that it wouldn't be a rising diagonal trajectory. Is Ringo's gun in evidence? Do we have Ringo's gun? Was Ringo's gun acquired? Poor man. Shot while he was running as fast as he could to safety. Ah, of course! He would have been leaning forward as he was running away. That's also a possibility. Here's me going, it was Ringo! It wasn't. I mean, it could have been. So even if the bullet was fired horizontally, it would still have entered his body on an upward trajectory. And boy, don't I ever know you'd start to lean forward as you're booking it. When I was younger, I would have a problem of my upper torso outrunning my legs, and I would just face plant onto the floor. It was a whole thing. So the culprit isn't necessarily someone shorter than Mr. Windibank. I will also point out that one of those brothers is, in fact, shorter. He has a box. He has a box to stand on. Objection. Oh. I'm sure my learned friend can't have forgotten that the storeroom door was found closed and locked from the inside. Wait, if Gina was already in the storeroom, she wouldn't have wanted to be killed, and she could duck under the little window and not be seen. You claim the victim was shot as he fled into the room. Do you also claim his corpse was dexterous enough to turn the key in the lock? I claim there was someone else in the damn room. But, what if someone else locked the door? There is someone else who could have locked the storeroom door. Is that so? The whole prosecution depends on her being in the room. In the scenario just described, the defense's assertion is that the victim was shot from outside the storeroom. In which case, who shut and locked the storeroom door from the inside? She probably would have too, because she was like freaked the hell out. She's like, I don't want to get killed either, so I will shut myself in here. Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only other person in the storeroom at the time. The defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. Objection. Fuck's sake. That's absurd. Listen, if you saw someone shot right in front of you, you wouldn't want to, like, barricade yourself in or something? You're suggesting that the accused deliberately engineered the sealed room? Panic! It's a hell of a thing. For what possible reason? Panic. Self-defense. Panic. Such actions would only serve to tighten the noose around her neck. Very inclined to agree, I must say. Well, counsel? Panic. Self-defense. Panic. Huh, yes, that's a tricky one, that, isn't it? Half-baked notions have no place in my courtroom, counsel. Remember that, please. But of course Ginny would have locked the door. Almost goes without saying, doesn't it? Panic, self-defense, panic, stress. Well, if I was Ginny in that situation, I know I would have locked the door as quickly as I could. 'Cause you don't want to get shot too. I mean, those two burglars had just fired a gun in her direction, hadn't they? Before the two brothers arrived, Miss Lestrade and Mr. Windibank were in the storeroom together. Now, I don't know what went on between them at that time, but at some point, Mr. Windibank must have heard the intruders breaking into the shop and left the storeroom. Intruders, eh? That's us, bruv. Yes, yes it is. You're so smart. If your theory is correct, that would leave the accused alone in the storeroom. Which would give her a chance to look for the manuscript. Because I'm fairly sure that's the entire reason she was there. Yes, it would. Then, probably only moments later, the victim fled back through the storeroom door, hoping to escape danger. Got shot. She freaked out. She locked the door. Hit in the back by the bullet, Mr. Windibank fell to the floor where he was, just inside the storeroom. And what we have to ask ourselves now is, what would the defendant have done in that moment? Ah! I see where you're going with this. Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who had just murdered Mr. Windibank. As soon as that thought struck Miss Lestrade, she slammed the door shut and locked it. In order to save her own life. But I mean, we ain't the ones who done it. We ain't, Gov. We ain't. You gotta believe us. I mean, come on. We'd never shoot no one. Then why was Herlock Sholmes shot? Objection. That's blatantly untrue. I know for a fact that you would. 'Cause before my own eyes, you shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes. There is only one logical conclusion here. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you brothers had every opportunity to have been the true perpetrators of Mr. Windibank's murder. Ooh. Spooky. Ugh. Yeah. Oh, those three brothers. Oh, poor Mr. Gregson. It's amazing, Runo. All the members of the jury seem to be firmly on your side now. I know, first time ever. Probably the last. Well, I think you've done it. Surely they'll have to give a verdict of not... An admirable effort, my learned friend. You find the situation amusing, Lord Van Zykes. I myself find the defense's argument most persuasive. I dare say such chicanery is the bread and butter of the street performers in your provincial eastern nation. Listen, my guy. That's rude. But such blatantly malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than inexcusable pettifoggery here. What? I'm looking up a word. The fuck is powderfoggery? Oh my gosh, that's literally a term for a lawyer. A lawyer whose methods are petty, underhanded, or disreputable. There you go. Learning with Kit Kat. Woo. What? The hypothesis you put forward so ostensibly, credibly cannot and will not stand. Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw. A fatal flaw? Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failing? I say, Lord Van Zykes! Might be an idea to explain this bally conjuring trick or whatever it is to the troops on the ground, Probably. And yet... The fatal flaw in my learned friend's argument is really very simple to understand. Well, I don't understand it, so... Assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets. I still say there was a third gun in the situation. By George, count bullets? Oh dear. I mean, yeah. However, what if there was a third gun? Or an extra bullet somewhere? He noticed then. Huh? What's everyone talking about? Nash's gun fired 1 bullet. Windibank's gun fired 1 bullet. Herlock Sholmes was shot. Windibank was shot. Oh wait, actually. Where was Sholmes when he got shot? Because it's a thought that there's a tiny little window on the door. And Gina could have panicked. Counsel. Yes, sir. Tell the court, how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime? 2. 2 bullets. Because that's my thought on what happened. Is Nash shot Mr. Windibank as he was running back to the storeroom. Gina panicked, slammed the door, locked the door, and when she heard a commotion, she, out of self-defense, because she was afraid someone was going to be coming back there, she poked the gun through the little window in the door, and bang, and that caught Sholmes. It's a thought. I'm probably wrong. Because the bullet ended up in the calendar, right? Correct. The first, that which hit the victim in the back, ending his life. And the second, that which struck the detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes on his arrival at the scene. Indeed. The defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings. Ah, frick, nipped myself. The bullet, which injured Mr. Sholmes, appears to have passed through his body to strike the calendar. So let me do a quick... See that? Got the little door there. The little window. Yeah, she could have. That is something that could have happened. I don't know why she'd want to, but this is a feasible theory. She shot at an angle over the counter and across here and boom bam, into the calendar. And it does look feasible that it entered the calendar through a weird angle. I can see it. I can see my theory being true. Your lordship's understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know there are 2 firearms involved in the incident. The revolver belonging to the victim, Mr. Windibank, and the Skulking Brothers' revolver. The evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun. There's that. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Yes, indeed it does. A single bullet from each. Now then, my learned friend. You yourself told the court only moments ago that these 2 brothers shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes right before your eyes. Oh, it was really dim, though. I am sticking to my theory. Yes, I did. It was dark. It could have been Gina out the storeroom door. Oh my goodness, I think you'll find that if the single bullet that was fired from the brother's gun hit Mr. Sholmes, it means... Windibank not shot by same gun, stop. Only 1 bullet, stop. Exactly. Yes, this Nipponese street performer presented an ostensibly credible argument. However, it was never anything more than a diversionary trick, with no hope of standing up to scrutiny. My second theory has a better chance, I think. But that's my theory, and the game might not... Yeah, I know, damn it, your theory. Terrible. Order, order, order! How many bottles of wine do you go through, my guy? How many? Pray, forgive the discourtesy of flinging the dregs of this hallowed nectar into the public gallery. Lord Van Sykes! But this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can, regrettably, no longer be described as a juvenile. No, the person in the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She has a past riddled with criminal conduct. Oh yeah, pulling up the past transgressions card. Ooh, fun. The truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question with a loathsome intent. You do not know what her intent was. You do not know what her intent was. As we can see beyond doubt in this print which depicts her threatening the victim with the murder weapon. And I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence that the prosecution wishes to present. That disc. Be taking that whatever it is of McGilded's down to the yard, thank you very much. No, don't give it to him. It's mine, that is, mine. Sorry, miss. But anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken in as evidence now. Ooh, fun. It's that music box disc. McGilded's music box disc. Have you found a way to play it? Maybe, possibly. The very day before the hateful murder of Mr. Windbank, the accused attempted to make off with this article, which clearly doesn't belong to her. With none of the subtlety of a pickpocket, I might add, but by brute force and brazen impudence. Good gracious! Make no mistake, any sympathy for the accused on account of her years is misguided and dangerous. There are no depths to which this girl would not stoop if pushed, no crime she would not commit. If she really wanted the music box disc, wouldn't she try to break into Scotland Yard? The court forgets that fact at its peril. I see. If she really wanted the disc, wouldn't she try and yoink it from Scotland Yard? I think it would be prudent to take this music box disc into evidence, counsel. As a grim testament to hope. Lord Van Zykes, Inspector Gregson? What? Yes, Inspector. We had a meeting yesterday at the yard with the prosecution service and, I think it was agreed that disc wouldn't be used as evidence. Ooh. There's conflict. There's conflict on the prosecution. Ooh. Alright. That's the first time he's said anything to Van Zykes at all. I am unaware of any such meeting. But those were the instructions right from the top. The government bigwigs were insistent. Inspector, I am the prosecutor, and I alone determine how to present my case. Your warning is noted. Thank you. Ooh, pressure from up top. The prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this disc as evidence, my lord. Indeed. Bailiff? Music box disc. Do. Prosecution has established the accused's motive, opportunity, and baseness of character. There is nothing more to add. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decisions and rest my case. Don't believe it. I had the jury on my side for once, for all of 5 minutes. Oh dear, it wasn't even for 5 minutes, Runa. My lord. Wonder if I might say something at this point. Proceed, Mr. Foreman. Been stumbling about in a bit of a fog up till now, if truth be told, but all of a sudden... The answer's bally obvious to me and my men. There's only one thing for it. Guilty, 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 guilty. You will present your leanings as to the defendant's culpability. And then I will pick it apart. Oh, I feel like I inhaled something.
Guilty.
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 I'm sorry, the doctor doing it with his face is just... peak. We have a consensus. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. Oh, but you see, that's not the whole quote. That's my line. I wrote that for Harley. Ah, how dare he use it against us? Don't worry, Iris. I don't think we're finished just yet. There's still more to this case than we realize. There must be, because there's one thing I'm absolutely certain of. Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windibank. That's beyond any doubt. Very well. Pawnbroker, Parisers, and pick-purse plunder. Ooh. Sensational story lower down the front as well. Look! Ministry Mole. Classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice. For a 10-year-old, Iris certainly has her finger on the pulse of world news. It's about secret communications between Great Britain and its allies. Apparently, they're being intercepted by hostile forces. Communications are being intercepted? But how would somebody be doing that? It's the question, isn't it? I've come up with 3 different possible methods so far. Are you looking for a new career, Runa? No, of course not. I wonder. Perhaps this is what Lois Strongheart was talking about yesterday. Yes, it could be. Yeah. Could explain why he'd been running from pillar to post at the moment. Spooky. Alright, I'm just looking at various items. Single discharge, single round. But guess what? There's blood on this. There's been blood on this the whole time. Hey, Iris. Do we have chemical? This is blood. Yes, you're right. Just a small smear, but definitely blood. Actually, I feel as though I might have noticed it before. It's my time to shine again. I thought I'd be waiting forever. Hold still with that disc, Runa. Can we get this done quickly, Iris? In a flash. Piff. Ooh, a lovely bright shade again. Wait, that color. What is it? It's just that green. It's not the first time we've seen that color, is it? Yeah, the first time was on the calendar, wasn't it? Mr. Sholmes bleeding all over the music disc, how dare? That's probably important. We will proceed with the second summation examination of the day. Mr. Foreman, are you and the other jurors ready? Garadeb Squadron is primed and ready for action, sir. Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have now determined the defendant to be guilty. Bet Mr. Doctor's gonna have just this weird-ass finding. Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. Different breed to us law-abiding citizens. As only 2 bullets were found at the scene, I would say the whole case is done and dusted. You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it, it was that pickpocket. I never imagined that simple operation would cause me such grief. The accused attempted a theft on the previous day. I can see I'm in for a busy day ahead. I am ballistics expert. I have seen many shootings. There is nothing I do not know about guns. That... yeah, I'll take it. There's little remaining room for doubt. I have to admit, I was rather bowled over by the argument put forward by the chap in black. But when that fell apart like a house of cards, I saw that I'd jolly well been hoodwinked. Well, no more! The whole courtroom is turning against me. It's not fair. Iris? Prosecutor's being mean. Yeah, you forget she's only 10, don't you? Just because Ginny's done some things she shouldn't have done in the past doesn't make her a murderer. Allow me to savor this fruity vintage while I savor the spectacle of your fruitless debate on the matter. Here's to the truth coming out, eventually. That's enough preamble. Counsel, proceed with the summation examination. Yes, my lord. I am very, very curious about juror number 4. Yeah. You. I never imagined a simple operation would cause me such grief. What do you mean by that? Would you please stop muttering about things that have nothing to do with this trial, sir? The defendant's life is on the line here. Well, the thing is, I couldn't really say that it has nothing to do with this trial, to be honest. Huh? I mean, there's no question that the man was shot, but the bullet had simply vanished from his stomach. Was it not a through and through? It's quite inexplicable, don't you think? How? I almost don't want to ask, but this surgery you've been muttering about all this time, you were operating on... What was the fella's name now? Hairlick? No, Hairlock. Hairlock? Herlock Sholmes? By any chance? Yes! Good lord! Was that Hairlock fella? What? You're the surgeon that operated on Mr. Sholmes? That's right. Using the very latest anesthesia techniques, I might add. It was a fairly major op, I can tell you. This is crazy. Let me see. The fellow was brought in not long after midnight, if I remember correctly. They said he'd been shot by some criminal or other, so I opened him up like a shot. But the funny thing is, I went over his insides with a fine-tooth comb, and I couldn't find the bullet anywhere. So I'm afraid I had to throw up my hands and just stitch the fellow back up. I hate to state the obvious, but... Yes? Surely that's because the bullet is still at the scene of the shooting? The counsel for the defense is correct. It's clearly shown in this photographic print. The bullet that the Skulkin brothers fired at Mr. Sholmes hit him in the stomach region, then exited his body and lodged into the shop wall where the calendar was hanging by the door. I think you'll find it's really quite simple if you just consider the problem three-dimensionally. Heh, who do you think I am, son? Juror number 4 is about the best I can do. As soon as I saw the wound to the man's stomach, I flipped him over. Like a pancake? Are you saying you checked his back? Oh, did he not have an exit wound? That'll throw something. Of course I did. There wasn't a trace of injury. No sign the bullet had left the body at all. Oh. That changes things, I'm fairly sure. Wait, does that mean the blood on the calendar isn't Sholmes? Which means the blood on the disc isn't... How... Oh, this is trippy. When? It's the point! The only logical conclusion was that the bullet was still somewhere in the man's innards. Which is exactly why I said about slicing him up. And I'm still none the wiser even now. How many times do I have to say it? Can somebody please explain how it happened? Can somebody please solve the mystery? It's almost as much of a mystery as how this jury was put together. Alright, you are ballistics expert. There's nothing you do not know about guns. Then where the fuck did the bullet go?
Objection.
These two statements clearly contradict the idea that all I do is pit jurors against each other. Ooh, a ballistics expert. Pitting. P-I-T-T. On the night in question, Mr. Sholmes was shot by one of the Skulkin brothers. But since there was no sign of an exit wound on his back, we must assume the bullet didn't pass through him. However, no bullet was found lodged in Mr. Sholmes' body either. Furthermore, A bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shop where Mr. Sholmes was shot. Potentially. I mean, he did have the disc for a period of time where he put the, where he made the copy. So it could have been that the teeth of the disc were quite sharp and one of them nicked him. Juror number 6. Hello, my name is Villain. Pleased to meet you. This apparent contradiction in the facts that is so clearly troubling, Juror number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery? Because there is nothing you do not know about guns? Or so, whatever you said? 4 wanted an expert. This is an expert. Probably because he shot a lot of people, but that's just me. I have seen very similar situation in Motherland. It was night. There was blizzard. I was running away along mountain road in freezing cold. Golly. The snow was piling high on both sides of road. It was very narrow and dangerous. My pursuers had hunting rifles and they were on dog sleds. Mental note, don't ask too many questions. Well, considering I think that is the Russian Revolutionary. I was shot from behind and I fell down in snow. And this situation was very similar to what I hear today from Doctor. They could not find a bullet in my body. And no sign of, how do you say, exit wound. Then where did the bullet go? Bullet never hit me. Well, if it never hit you, why did you fall down? Bullet hit frozen wall of ice very close to my side. What? One small piece, very sharp, broke away from lump of ice and pierced my body. Made deep wound that looked just like bullet wound. Wait, was the calendar, like... Doesn't look like it's missing pieces. But I mean, I suppose there could have been shrapnel. Good gracious! Of course, piece of ice quickly melted inside me. And that is solution to mystery of disappearing bullet. Well, it's a solution, I'll give you that much. I don't know how much ice there was there, though. But that doesn't answer the question at all. The shooting happened at a pawnbroker's shop. Not some snowy mountain road in another country. Hey, you wanted a ballistics expert? I got you a ballistics expert. Let's go with it. Just an idea, but we might not be looking at exactly the same scenario. Runa, where exactly was Hurley shot again? According to the report, in his stomach, sort of around this area, I think. Well, that's precisely where he always wears a little pouch on his belt. Oh. A pouch? Actually, I might have noticed something like that. Yes, a pouch. What's in the pouch? It's where he keeps 3 glass vials of very dangerous chemicals that he uses in his investigations. Oh, it hit the pouch, which broke the glass, which stabbed him. That's probably the series of events. What? Really? Doctor, where's the pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing? Well... The fellow had nothing like that on his person when he arrived at the hospital, as far as I remember. If I may. Lord Van Zykes? Well, I realize it is forbidden for the prosecution to interject during a summation examination. Glad you realize. I should inform the defense I have the pouch in question in the antechamber outside the courtroom. Give it. Give it here. Give it to me. I must look! Sorry? As I understand it, when the police arrived on the scene and found Mr. Sholmes injured, they removed the pouch in order to assess the wound. Ah, thank goodness. I thought I was getting forgetful for a moment. Since then, it has been in my safekeeping, along with all other evidence relating to the case. I can personally vouch for the fact that it has not been touched since the incident occurred. Give it here. Bring it in. Very well. Well, extremely unconventional during a summation examination. I must demand the prosecution presents the item in question with all speed. Give it here. Bring forth Mr. Herlock Sholmes' pouch! Give it here. I want to see. Huh, I see. So this is the pouch worn by Mr. Sholmes on the night in question, is it? That's broken vials. That's at least one broken vial. Look at that. One of the vials is broken and the leather around it is scorched black. It's almost as if the vial exploded. Exploded? Well, these are chemicals, right? You introduce heat to a chemical. In some cases, they go boom. So that night, the bullet from the Skulkin brothers' gun struck Mr. Sholmes' pouch. And it was the glass vial exploding that caused the fellow's injury. This bullet did not penetrate the victim, but was deflected into wall of shop. That does throw off who the green is from, though. That throws off who the green is from. A delightfully complex aroma. Well, it would appear one mystery has been solved at least. Though it has no bearing on the truth of this case. I'm not so sure, but do I have that in evidence? I do not have that in evidence yet. I want to look at it! The bungling and burgling brothers shot the detective. The accused shot the pawnbroker. The pertinent facts of the case remain unaltered. Ugh. I still say I'm surprised there hasn't been a third gun. But at least the mystery is solved. I can sleep easy tonight. Thank you, young man. Thank you very much. Glad I could help. Due to its bearing on the conundrum just solved, the court will sequester this scruffy pouch as evidence. Hurley's pouch isn't scruffy. Well, it's kind of scruffy now because it got shot. Incorrect. Let me inspect the pouch. It's a pouch. Wow. Wait, I'm sorry. Let's... Really scorched badly just here. Oh, the strap is broken. Look. This must be where the bullet hit then. Let me see. The heck is this? What the? Iris, look! Behind where the broken vial was. Do you see it? Ah, that's the Skulkin Brothers bullet. There was a third one the whole time. What a stroke of luck that it hit his pouch. This is an amazing discovery. This means is there were 3 bullets fired at Windibanks that night. Haha, I was correct. There's been 3 the whole time. Found exactly what that juror was talking about. The 3rd bullet. Time to press that juror again, I think. I don't think I pressed that juror, but you know. Please, my lord, a little more time. After all, that's a new piece of evidence. Could be a valuable clue. You can't afford to overlook anything here, Ryunosuke. There's still a way to turn this around. Somehow. I'm sure of it. As only 2 bullets were found at the scene. There was 3. As I have now learned. Wrong button. I want to press that button. Hello. It's the number of bullets that has you convinced? Only 2 bullets were fired, and the 2 guns that fire them have been examined by the police. There was a 3rd bullet. Where's the 3rd gun? When the parlor maid asks me how many are invited for dinner, I always tell her to count the table settings. Well, that's logical, I suppose. Although... Yes? Sometimes after dining, crockery does go missing. 1 or 2 guests rather like the fine china. Does your employer dine with thieves? So I suppose. If there was another bullet somewhere of which we were unaware, I'd have to reconsider my position. 3rd bullet somewhere on the scene? Could that be possible? I can prove it! Reconsider your position! Allow me to show you then. The 3rd bullet!
Take that!
Ta-da! Here it is. We discovered it just now. Yes, on the night in question in Windibank's pawnbrokery, another bullet was fired. Woo!
Hold it!
Is this new trickery, you Nipponese conjurer? The new trickery is we found a bullet in Sholmes' pouch. Where did you find that bullet? It was lodged inside Mr. Sholmes' pouch. What? It's not my fault your people don't look at things. His pouch was removed from around Mr. Sholmes' waist before he was taken to hospital. And since then, it has been touched by no one. Do you mean to say the shot fired by the Skulkin brothers that night? Yes, as your lordship has surmised, it hit this pouch. But that makes no sense whatsoever. We already know the whereabouts of the bullet fired at Mr. Sholmes. It's clearly visible in this photographic print. 2 guns from the scene have already been submitted into the court record as evidence. Yes, that of Mr. Winterbank and that belonging to the Skulkin brothers. Who says that only one of the Skulkins has a gun? And examination of both guns revealed that only a single bullet had been fired from each. So where the fuck did this one come from? But that must mean... That's right. We now know on the night in question, 3 bullets were fired. However, only 2 bullets were fired from the guns recovered from the crime scene. And until that incontrovertible inconsistency is somehow explained, we cannot and must not pass judgment. Ag. It's the first time I've actually got him to... He does not panic as much as Ryunosuke does, but that is the first time I think I've gotten him to panic. While this summation examination remains incomplete, the court has been presented with new facts. Facts that would appear to shake the very foundations upon which the case against the defendant has been built. The case has been shaken. Wow. As is my prerogative in this situation, I hereby temporarily suspend the summation examination. By Jupiter! What? Bailiff, bring the witnesses back to the stand at once. Oh, yeah, we gotta ask them if they have a second gun. Witnesses. Governor. Were you listening to proceedings while defense carried out the summation examination? We was, Governor, we was. Wait. Valid thought. Probably wrong. Perhaps we can dispense with the tedious preamble. Simply answer this one question. A 3rd bullet has been identified at the scene of the crime. What do you make of that? Make of it, Gov? I didn't make nothing of nothing. Is it one of yours? Go blimey, Gov. Go blimey, not a chance. In that case, did you have an accomplice? What? Eh? What? Never! The Skulkin brothers work alone! You know what? They can have that. It's just the 2 of us! That's our trademark! How soon we forget, poor Sulky. Only 2 of the bullets from the crime scene originated from the firearms we have in evidence. The 3rd bullet was fired from another gun. Where is it? Lummy, that's an head scratcher. Counsel for the defense? Yes? I should like to hear your thoughts regarding these new developments. The 3rd bullet, and the mysterious missing firearm from whence it came. I still think Eggy is involved. Eggert Benedict. Thinking back over all the testimony we've heard and all the evidence we've seen, I think I'm starting to form a picture. A picture of what really happened that night. I think it's clear what this third bullet tells us about the Skulkin brothers. Especially since they were like he during the earlier testimony. He told us. On that night in Windibank's pawnbrokery, the brothers must have been working with a third man. The witnesses are clearly doing their best to cover up the existence of this accomplice. Why do I feel like this will end up like the Phantom Woman in the first trial? But the evidence all points to the fact that there was someone else present. Someone carrying a gun.
Objection!
An accomplice, you say? Pigswill. These protracted proceedings have already forced us to endure 2 summation examinations. Yet in all that time, there has been not a murmur of a third man. If this apparently wraith-like being exists... Yep, Phantom Woman in the first case, huh? Whatever her name was, I forgot already. Woo! The court must be shown hard evidence. Without it, this fantasy will be crushed. Well, I did say the bullet not actually going through her lock does throw question on the green. The prosecution demands answers on 2 counts. Firstly, proof, evidence, that this accomplice was ever at the scene of the crime. And secondly, the identity of this spurious character. I say Eggy. Eggy was there. Trying to get the disc. Or something related to McGilded. Skulkins are lying, I know that, but how can I ascertain the identity of the person they're hiding? Well, counsel? Supposed to prove the existence of this accomplice and reveal the person's identity, even. In response to the prosecution's demands, my lord, the defense is ready to present answers. Because the green isn't her lock, so it must be someone else, so that means someone else was there. And Eggy is hella suspicious. So, my Nipponese friend, despite the swimming eyes, you seem to think you have something to say. This promises to be interesting. I have to push forward now. There is no other option. I need to use every single piece of evidence available to me, if it will make a difference. In that case, counsel, I would ask you to present the evidence without delay. On the night in question, in the moments leading up to the death of the victim, what proof have you that there was a third intruder present? Well, because Mr. Sholmes can't be green, because his injury was from his vials. Oh, I have to present and then present.
Take that!
My blood samples. Evidence is right here in this portfolio. By Jove, that portfolio again, is it? Yeah. It's good evidence! Do you expect the court to rifle through your papers itself? Be more specific! Green. Green! You claim one of those blood samples proves the presence of this third intruder. Well, which one is it? Green.
Take that!
What am I looking at here? This appears to be some green paint or such like around the bullet hole in the middle of the calendar. It's a blood stain, my lord. A blood stain? Green blood? Curious, even for you. Oh, we haven't explained the thing. I suppose we should explain the thing. Iris, take it away! It's the court to understand that the intruder was some unhuman creature. It's something developed by Mr. Herlock Sholmes. By the great detective? New invention. Stop. Not yet appeared in story. Stop! It's this, you see? It doesn't have a name yet, though. This fogger sprays a chemical that reacts with the different elements in people's blood to change its color. Different elements of people's blood. Yes, everyone's blood is slightly different, you see, because it's made of different elements. So by seeing what color it changes to, you can tell in a flash whose blood it is. Oh, that brings a whole extra dimension to looking at blood. I didn't mean to make him sound so enthused about it, but you know. Talk of blood in courtroom. Stop! Very exciting. Stop! Talk of blood in courtroom. Water is wet. Fork found in drawer. As an example, this one shows the blood of the victim, Mr. Windbank. Ah, a striking blue. Yes, so you see the green color of this bloodstain on the calendar shows somebody else was shot in the main part of the shop. Shot by Iris. Or not Iris, Gina. Gina through the window of the storeroom just went, "Pah!" Now hold fire there, young man. Could be from some unrelated incident, couldn't it? No, it's not unrelated. The date showing on the calendar is the date on which Mr. Windibank was killed. By golly! Therefore, we can assume that whoever was shot on the same day. Then whose blood is it? Well, the Skulkin brothers in the stands don't appear to be suffering from any gunshot injuries. Which means it must be the blood of somebody else. The third intruder, in fact.
Objection!
Whose identity the court is still waiting to hear. Can't delay this any longer, my learned friend. Who is this alleged third intruder? This guy, probably, maybe? I don't trust him. It certainly wasn't you. Or Iris. Or Inspector Gregson. The process of elimination.
Take that!
My old pal, Eggy. The man's name is Eggert Benedict. I think it's a fake one, but you know, we're not judging. Eggert Benedict? Who on earth are you talking about, Counsel? He paid a visit to Windibank's pawnbrokery on the afternoon before the incident took place. When the accused attempted to deceive the pawnbroker into releasing this article into her possession. That's right. And Eggy was the one who bled on the disc. The man identified by the defense, Mr. Eggert Benedict, then attempted to take the article from the defendant by force. Broker? Yes, sir. I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you, no? Yes, the article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once. And he was too broad-shouldered for the coat, and... Now that's a lie. What are you trying to pull? Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel. And needless to say, any music box discs, too. Inspector Gregson was there at the time and can attest to what happened. In the end, it was the inspector himself who took the disc. Can you corroborate this account, Inspector? Apparently my R's are not happening. Yes, my lord, that's more or less what happened. And in the interest of being thorough, I asked Windibank for a print showing the fella. Taken from one of his red-handed recorder Gubbinses. Fuck. I presume Gubbinses is another term for devices, but... Oh, Gubbins is another term for like a whatchamacallit. Yes, that's him talking to Mr. Windibank that morning. And you claim this man is the brother's accomplice. Well, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. Never seen the geezer before in my life. On me life, Gov, on me life. Never seen him. Well, somewhat unsurprisingly, it appears our witnesses disagree with the assertion. They've lied before, though. I'm sure your lordship recalls my learned Nepalese friend's actual assertion, which was that he could prove the identity of the alleged accomplice. Yes, and I can. Then show us the evidence! Well, we have checked the blood on the music box disc, and it does match Eggert. Or at least what we think is Eggert. Eggy! My good friend Eggy. This is the last piece of evidence. I've had a feeling that something has been missing in this trial from the very start. But now, I'm going to drag it kicking and screaming into the courtroom. Are you ready to present your answer to the court then, counsel? Yes, my lord. The defense will present the evidence now. Proof that the man pictured in this photographic print was in fact the person struck by the third bullet. This. As I mentioned before, on the afternoon of the day in question, The defendant attempted, deceitfully admittedly, to reclaim this disc from Windibanks. Which is when the aforementioned Egbert Benedict appeared on the scene, I believe. Still say fake name, but you know. We're ignoring that for now. This man then attempted to purloin the article from the defendant's possession, no? That's correct, my lord. I myself was present at the time. It was following this that a minor incident occurred. Of course, sir. Here is the disc for you. Very well. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style. Wait a minute, that disc is mine. Ah! What do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal. Being a music box disc, it has countless small but sharp metal protrusions over its surface. Those protrusions caused Mr. Benedict's finger to bleed, and the resulting smear of blood is still visible on the disc now. Goodness, a blood stain, is it? My assistants and I have just analyzed the blood stain here in this very courtroom, using my trusty fogger gun. Yes, and we added the result to this I say, it's green. It's exactly the same color as the blood around the calendar. The evidence is conclusive. The man calling himself Mr. Egbert Benedict. Thank you for finally being like calling himself. I don't think that's his real name. Who was in Windibanks earlier in the day, is the accomplice who was present at the scene of the crime that same night. So there was someone else there. Look at those two brothers now. They're sweating buckets. Oi, who are you talking about? It's boiling in here. My lord, it is the opinion of the defense that Mr. Egbert Benedict should be summoned to the courtroom to testify. It would certainly seem that we can ill afford to ignore this gentleman's apparent presence.
Objection!
Don't you... This has gone on long enough now. This flagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law. Herlock Sholmes, you say? Yes, I've heard the name. The protagonist in a series of short stories for the vulgar classes. A god of detection or some such. You're insulting the author of those short stories. And now you employ chemical substances devised by this fantastical persona in the highest court in the land. Listen, he's an actual dude. He's an actual dude. Do you expect us to take you seriously? The samples made by this plaything are not fit to be called evidence. Wow, just slinging insult after Iris. That's just, you're mean. You're being mean. So the bloodstain turned a shade of green. What of it? Here's to you successfully proving that no other blood in the world would turn the same color. Well, I don't know, you want to bleed for us? You can bleed for us. Ah, well, And pray, do not even think of suggesting that we should take Mr. Sholmes's word for it. You see, it wouldn't be Sholmes' word, it would be his assistant's word. She's got a PhD, I'm fairly sure. Is he right? Is Mr. Sholmes' concoction a load of rubbish? I don't know. I mean, he is a great detective. What are you talking about? We can't let him get away with that. I knew it would come to this. Ooh, am I going to bleed? I did not mean to sound so enthused. I really did not. Of course, Mr. Sholmes' invention isn't going to be recognized by any official body. But what other choice did I have? I'm just remembering what Father Christmas over there said before. About how he was temporarily suspending the summation examination. Ah! In other words, the examination isn't over yet, is it? Good grief, what did you just say, young girl? And in a summation examination, the decision as to whether or not the trial continues is in the hands of the 6 jurors, isn't it? Take that! Yeah. So the way I see it, it doesn't matter what certain other people think of Hurley's invention. At least, not for now. Yes, she's right. Young lady, you have quite the devious mind. It's part of how she can write mystery novels, I suppose. You gotta have a devious mind to be able to do that. It really just comes down to one thing. Whether these ladies and gentlemen of the jury are convinced by what you say, Runa. Is that about right, would you say? Or did I misunderstand something? Unbelievable. Well, I mean, we knew Iris was our Susato for this trial. Mr. Sholmes' partner is a force to be reckoned with. Iris Wilson, sharpshooter. After that shrewd precis of the situation from an entirely unexpected source, must be acknowledged that the previous summation examination has yet to reach its conclusion. This is absurd. I know. This is a little nuts, yeah. It's crazy. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now looks to you for your final leadings on this matter. Eck. They weren't ready for this! As proud citizens of Her Majesty's Britain, I'm sure you will come to fair and just conclusions. They were not ready for this. So then, state your final decisions in turn, please.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
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 Not guilty.
Ooh, they're leaning my direction a little bit. 2 call guilty, and 4 call not guilty. Such is the outcome of the summation examination.
Objection.
Well, you're a little bitch. So. My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage. The prosecution refuses to accept this decision. On what grounds? If these jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoction devised by a pretender to real police work, then they are too ignorant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone's guilt. I'm sorry, Lord Van Zykes, but the outcome of the summation examination cannot be ignored. This trial will continue. Why is this thing like clutching his chest like he's been shot? Nevertheless, we find ourselves in a rather awkward situation. The defense has very reasonably requested the subpoena of a new witness. But sadly, I fear that will be impossible. What? The name the gentleman gave for himself, Egbert Benedict, is quite clearly false. I don't believe it, says Ryunosuke. Would you believe that I knew that from the beginning? Just when I'd managed to prove the man was there that night. Could I say something? Who was that, please? Who spoke? It was me, my lord. Juror number 5? Oh, where my brain goes. My brain just went, and it's juror number 5 with the steel chair! No, it's, juror number 5 with the, telegraph machine? What have you to say, madam? If possible, Inspector. Me, ma'am? I wonder if you might show the photographic print to me again? The one in which the gentleman is shown. Oh, does she know him? Oh, right. This one, you mean? Of Mr. Benedict? Wait, I'm looking at something. Possible. It's possible they might be related. That's probably like an unhinged take. But you know. Yes. There's no doubt in my mind. Juror number 5, you don't mean to say you know this man? Yes, I know him. Dun dun dun. What? No! Good gracious! Order! 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 Juror number 5, how on earth? I am a communications officer. Stop. As we can clearly see, the gentleman in the photograph is, stop, also a communications officer. Stop. He works in my office. Stop. Wait. Thought. A very talented operator, in fact. Stop. He should be in the communication station now. Stop. Tapping away on the telegraph. Stop. This doesn't seem right somehow. I can't put my finger on why, but it doesn't feel right. New theory emerges. Government secrets being leaked. I am connecting the dots. I think. Possibly. Suppose we all imagined the accomplice would be some kind of hardened criminal. It's a bit unexpected to find out he has a respectable job by day, whatever he gets up to at night. So I suppose that's it. I suppose that's why I felt something was wrong. If the gentleman is at London's communication station, we should be able to subpoena him within the hour. Lord Van Sykes, if you please. Yes, my lord. Make the necessary arrangements with all haste. As your lordship bids. The court will recess for 1 hour. When the new witness arrives, we shall reconvene to hear the gentleman's testimony. Inspector Gregson. Yes, my lord? I should like to hear from you specifically about events at the pawnbrokery on the day in question. Come to my chambers during the recess. Yes, sir, my lord. Very well. Court is adjourned until 1:40 p.m. And I believe because that is a to be continued, I will wrap up for today. I am unsure when the next one will be. And it's really a 50-50 chance whether I continue this trial or I continue my Mystery Dungeon DX. I am unsure of when the next time will be. But there will be a next time. And I will see everybody then.